We got a 70 something drop top Buick Skylark. This is a friend of a couple previous customers I had. He referred them to me. He's gonna start restoring this car. So he already took it, had a mechanic. He got new brake lines on there, new cap, rotor, button, plugs, wires, just, basic little tune-up, new alternator. Got it running good. Got the brakes working, got the motor running good, all of that. So while he had it at the mechanic shop, getting a little tune-up and getting the brakes and everything done, they ran some new brake lines, I think wheel cylinders and stuff and everything. And they had it on the lift and noticed a rust spot. So it's not horrible underneath. You can see a lot of these cutlasses and Skylarks, they rust right here on this fender. And this causes the rocker to rust, the door to rust. I think it's just like from leaves. If these cars sit outside and stuff, like this area could fill up with leaves and debris. It kind of makes a little pile inside of there, and then it just stays wet all the time, and it starts to rust that out. So I'm gonna take you guys underneath and show you the little rust spot. And so I started with the wire wheel. I cleaned the outside of the frame up down here just to see what I was working with. By this being a convertible car, they put extra strength into the frames. So on a regular, like Cutlass, stuff like that, these frames aren't boxed in. So they'll have a C-channel frame, kind of like that. The inside will only be boxed in certain like high stress areas. On a convertible, usually everything is boxed in all the way along the frame to give it that extra strength, because it's, by it being a convertible, don't have the extra top strength. So here's the spot. You can see that's the front of the frame, of course. And basically, this, GM doesn't call them this, but like on Fords and stuff, they would call this your torque box area. So this is, the front would be like the front torque box area or whatever. This is in the rear. And you see you got your tranny cross member mount here. I know the video kind of sucks, but I'm up under the car. I don't got a lot of room. So you can see the tranny has them holes all the way down the frame. Excuse me. So these different holes represent different bolt points for all of the different options these cars came with. So say, a short tail 350 or 400 turbo tranny, the cross member might have to be bolted in a different position than a long tail, or vice versa. Different motors, maybe a big block could have the tranny sitting back a little bit. So they just make all of these holes, extra holes in there to be able to adjust this mount. But anyway, that's the rust. That's the rust spot right there. And really you couldn't see in here too good. I kind of beat it out a little bit when the car wasn't jacked up. I just looked at it before jacking the car up when the customer brought it by. I kind of knocked some of it out with my finger, but once I got it up in the air, I knocked it out a little more. You can kind of see the hole opened up a little more. But I ground all of this down with my wire wheel, because it has some undercoating on there. It's kind of flaking away and stuff. There's a lot of, it's not rusted out. It's just a little surface rust and then that undercoating and everything. So I went ahead and wire wheeled everything just to get an idea of what I had going on, and to make sure the rest of the frame was solid. So everything is solid. All of this is still solid. Like I said, on the outside of the frame, all of this is still good. It's just this one area. So I'm assuming, just like everything else, something has caused water to get in this area and just build up and sit for the years. So the problem with this kind of repair is, of course, we're not taking the body off the frame. If we could take the body off the frame, it would be ideal. You could get to the top side, everything. So if you can see in there, the top side, that's the top right there. So try to get my hand up in here. So you can see that's the top of the frame. And you can see that the rust took out some of that top part of the frame. So there's no possible way for me to get in there and weld that. And all the customer really wanted was for me to kind of plate it and strengthen it up. But if you watch any of my previous videos, you know that that's not the kind of repairs that I do. So I know that this frame is strong. I know that this frame is doubled up, you know, fully boxed in and everything. So I know that I can cut some of this metal out of this frame. Of course, it's already rusted, so it's not going to hurt anything anyway. But anytime you cut a frame, you want to look and kind of imagine this is a stress point, because I got the frame jacked up in the front, you know, so there's a lot of weight bearing down in this area right here. But I know that the rest of the outside of the frame, all of this stuff up in here is good and solid and everything. So I know that I can cut this chunk out and I'll be safe, and I don't have to worry about the frame buckling. So, excuse me, I'm breathing in this dust. The way I'm going to go about this repair, you see I have it marked off, just kind of just a guideline to show you guys for the video. So I'm going to cut this out. Say I cut this whole chunk out right here. Then I'm going to get on the top side. Once this chunk is removed, I can cut a line right here along that and then remove this whole lower chunk. And that's going to give me access to the inside of the frame, access to the top. Then I can take and cut back with my angle grinder inside of the frame. I can cut up through the frame and make me a nice straight line up there and cut that rust out that's in the top. So then I'll start my repair with actually putting a plate at the top to fix the rust that's up here, and I'll weld it from inside of the frame. So basically, instead of welding on top, you know, I would have my plate and my frame beveled, put my plate in there, and then I would weld it in, you know, the normal way. Since I can't get to the top of the frame here, only thing that I can do, because I don't want to just plate this or make a new piece here and then leave that rust at the top. So I'll make me a plate up there. I'll cut that rust out. Like I said, make me a nice straight line, get my plate in there where I want it to come to this line right here at the edge of the frame. And then I'll weld it from the inside up. So I'll try to do my best to bevel the frame from the inside. Then I'll bevel my patch piece. And once I get it in there and tacked up where I want it, I'll go ahead and burn it all the way in, all the way around. And then, you know, I probably could catch these little edges right here with the welder, where my patch is, just get them little edges. But the top I won't be able to get, of course, but it'll still give it the strength and it'll still be strong because it'll be welded fully all the way around from the inside. And then I'll come and make my patches for this piece right here. And then I'll tie this patch piece. I don't know if I'll make one piece, two piece, so it'll be three all together, or if I'll try to make and bend this in a break and make me one piece here. However I do it, I can fully weld this seam. And if I have another seam down here, I can fully weld this seam. Then of course, tie it all back into the frame like it was here. So that's how I'm gonna tackle this job. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm working on. I've been catching hell. I haven't been making no videos. The black truck is still right here. I hate wiring. Wiring is like the worst thing it is to me. So, excuse me. I put the new motor in there. Truck starts up, runs fine. Sits there, idles, no misfires, nothing. It's got a reduced engine power on the dash. ABS, all of this stuff is on. I've changed a million sensors, brand new hub bearings in the front, brand new rear speed sensors, brand new fuel pump, brand new oil pressure sensor. It's got a 5 volt, it's got a short in the 5 volt reference line. And I've been watching YouTube videos and posting in different forums and stuff, trying to figure it out. So I know it's something small, just wiring isn't my forte. So something small like that to somebody else who's really good at wiring, they probably could have figured it out, you know, in an hour or two. I've been working on it for days, and I just basically left it alone because I was getting to the point where I was stressed out. Show you guys, I stripped the whole loom off the whole motor harness and was tracing all of my 5 volt references all the way back to the computer as well as the grounds. And I still haven't found a bad wire, so I don't know. I'm just taking a little break on it. But like I said, it runs, starts right up, purrs like a kitten. No misfires, nothing. You can hook the computer up to it, watch the misfire data, no misfires. It sits there and runs perfect. It's just got that reduced engine power on, so we'll get it figured out. But I just want to make this video and show y'all the Skylark, and I'll update y'all once I get everything cut out and welded in there.